Hi, it's Monday, the 3rd of March, and we're here to look at the current astrology. So I'm going to go straight to the share so that you can look at the chart for today and a couple of other things I have to share with you. So let's get the chart up first. Okay, so here we have the Sun at 13 degrees of Pisces. This is all at 3:15 in the afternoon in the UK. The Sun is now 8 degrees away from Saturn. It's approaching it. That's always a memorable day. Mercury here has just moved into Aries, and this has shifted the weight. If you imagine you've got some scales and they're very definitely way down on one particular side, and then you put something on the other side, and there's a real shift in levels. That's happened now that Mercury has moved into Aries. So we've got Venus already in Aries, Chiron and Eris. Venus has gone retrograde and will start to move back through the heavens now, heading towards the sun. Mercury is going to climb up a bit more, probably get as far as 8 degrees, something like that, of Aries, and then it too is going to go retrograde and start to head towards the sun. So at that point, things will change because they will slip back into Pisces again, but not immediately. Right now we can look at the sky that's split. Some planets in Aries, some planets in Pisces. The moon has broken away from the sun, from the new moon in Pisces, and that is now at 2 degrees of Taurus, which is lovely actually for the people here in the UK because we're having something of a heat wave, can you believe? Which started at the end of February. Honestly, it's normally very, very cold, snow, ice, all the rest of it. But we're actually out in our gardens in shirts at the moment, which is rather nice. So, a moon in Taurus is lovely because it means we can get on with enjoying the soil, nature, plants, etc., doing all the things we should. Okay, now I'm going to share something else with you. When the new moon happened in Pisces, it takes a day or two, but if you're lucky, you can just see the new crescent moon as the moon separates from the sun, and it's a little tiny sliver. Just we see a little tiny little lit bit on the side, and I was lucky enough because we've got clear skies to get that, and I photographed it. So I am hopefully going to show that to you now because I thought you'd like to see it. There it is. Not in terribly good focus, but it was so difficult to get this shot anyway. And it's it's getting a reddy color because it's so close to the sun that as the sun has gone down and we get that red in the sky, the moon is reflecting that red also. So anyway, I thought you'd enjoy that. Okay, now I want to talk a little bit about the effects of having those few planets in Aries and the few planets in Pisces, because we have a real split here. This is kind of like a tug of war team, when you've got 10 men on one side and 10 men on the other, and they're pulling. But I thought of a better way to describe it to you because 0 degrees Aries is the equinoctial point. So this is the point where the old year ends and the new year begins. The new year for astrology starts on the 30th of March when the sun enters Aries. Okay, so I want you to imagine that you've got a chariot, an old Egyptian chariot, right, with horses ahead of you, and you're holding the reins. And this is your life, right? You're in this chariot, and you're meeting all these experiences as they come at you. Okay, so the horses at the head of your team of horses have gone through the portal, and the portal is 0 degrees of Aries. So in this case, that's the horse called Mercury and the horse called Venus. Okay, so they have broken through into fire, exuberance, excitement, bursting into life. the sun is beaming down, and it's causing life to spring from the primordial soup or mud. Okay, right. The two horses in Pisces, held back, haven't gone through yet. They can see that the horses ahead of them have broken through into the portal, but they haven't gone into the portal. They're still in Pisces. And so they're still thinking of dissolution, dissolving, redemption, trying to forgive sins, other sins, our own sins, thinking of sleeping, thinking of compassion for a much bigger cosmos, a much bigger energy, where things have got to be slowed right down, restored to the primordial energy, the primordial soup, before new life springs into action. Okay, right, so half your horses have gone through and half your horses are still in Pisces with you. How does that feel? Well, the horses already gone through into Aries are telling you all sorts of exciting things. You can feel the pull. You can feel them pull, pull, pull. And it would be kind of nice to get everything sorted, wouldn't it? Well, you can't, because you're still in feminine yin energy, as are two of your horses. And so consequently, you're held back. And you cannot get the excitement and the exuberance that you know the other two horses have got. So it's like you're watching some action, but it's too far away to allow you to take part in it. Because of this, and because of the retrograde motion of Venus and Mercury, eventually getting back into Pisces, life is going to be like that for a while. It's tantalizing. There is something we want to get finished and get sorted, but we can't. We're stuck in the mud or the dissolution. We're not ready to go through the portal. It's not yet where we can access it. And so we're treading water, backpedaling, having to face the prospect of going over something again. Like slack water at high tide, when the water is just milling around in the harbour, no particular direction. And that is how it is for a while yet. So if there is something you really want to get started, I would suggest it's not a great time to do it. You're going to have to wait, because what you want is the full burst. You want the sun over the equinoctial point. You want it over that portal, if you like, into Aries. It really is the sun that has to take precedence at times like this. The other planets, yeah, sure, you know, they're talking about different things, but the sun is king. And so that's the thing that really that is leading us from the center of the solar system. The sun has to appear as if it's gone into Aries. And that's not going to happen until the 20th. So we've got 17 days left. Okay, now, how does this apply to the current situation in the news? Well, you can imagine, right? So I'm just going to leave that with you. But it also applies to the stuff that you're doing. So this is giving you time to go over some things. You've got nothing else to do. You might as well go over some things and twiddle some bits and change some little pieces here and twiddle your thumbs and have a look around, and, you know, sort of find something to do. If you're in the UK, you'll be fine. You can get out in your garden, sort it all out. Well, there we go. Anyway, that's all I've got to share with you for today. And I'm going to say it was lovely to talk to you, and thank you so much. And don't forget to buy my new book, The Easy Way to Learn Astrology. It's very cheap. Here it is. Very cheap. There it is. And it's good. It is, you can do this stuff that I do. It's not full of technical stuff. It's just enough to get you started. enough to help you do a birth chart, and that's it. You want bite-sized chunks. You don't want a whole flipping lot all at once. You'll just phase out. So it's yeah, so there we are. Get it and then write me a review, please. Thank you. I'm here for readings. Don't forget that either. Just find my website, alisonchesterlambert.com. Hey, it was lovely to see you, and I'm going to see you on Wednesday, I believe. Thank you for being around, and bye. And I can't find, oh yeah, it's there. I can never find it, can I? Thank you. Bye.